Welcome to Manna at the Tap, a podcast of Tapestry Ministries. Each episode reflects on a daily Bible reading from the Common Lectionary. I'm Gloria, a fellow traveler on a spiritual journey with the Tapestry community, and we call the daily Bible reading our spiritual manna. This daily manna nourishes our souls and fosters our spiritual growth as we share insights and interpretations that enrich our lives. It's Monday, February the 24th, 2025, and today's lectionary reading features another story about Jacob. This time, the narrative focuses on his twin brother Esau. These boys are as different from one another as twins could possibly be. The firstborn, Esau, was a carefree outdoorsman who loved hunting. Jacob was born grasping Esau's heel, leading many to believe that he was always striving to be number one. The family was competitive, with each parent favoring a different son. Esau was the father's favorite, while Jacob was his mother's preferred choice. Jacob spent time around the family compound, cherishing moments with his grandfather Abraham. The brothers didn't get along. One day, after a hunting trip, Esau was so hungry that he promised to give Jacob the family blessing if he would share with him a bowl of stew that he had made. He wanted to give the family blessing to Jacob because he was expecting it from their father. Esau claimed he didn't really need the family blessing anyway because he felt he was going to die. Jacob offered him the stew, and Esau regained his strength, forgetting his agreement with his brother. When it was time for their father to bestow the family blessing, their mother devised a scheme. The father was nearly blind, and she misled him into granting the family blessing to Jacob. Esau was furious, swearing to kill Jacob, whom he accused of stealing it from him. Their mother took the threat seriously and sent Jacob to her brother's house, advising him to find a wife. She promised that once Esau had calmed down, she would send word for him to return home. Jacob never heard from his mother again. 20 years have passed. Jacob now has a family, and it's time to journey home and confront his brother Esau. The evening before the brothers' meeting, Jacob is alone, wrestling with the events of his past and recalling the first time he was in this very spot 20 years earlier. At that moment, he had only the shirt on his back and a death threat looming over him. He felt isolated and he was scared. But somehow he drifted off to sleep and envisioned a conversation with God, who promised to bless him and eventually bring him back home. As the morning broke, on the day before he was to meet his brother Esau, Jacob requested and received a blessing after a night of wrestling. The lectionary reading is Genesis chapter 33, verses 1 to 17. Jacob has already sent gifts ahead through his servants for his brother Esau, hoping to appease him if he is still angry. Jacob feels uncertain and continues to be fearful. He doesn't really know what's going to happen. But when he looked up, Esau was approaching him with 400 men. Jacob stepped in front of his family, bowing down as he approached his brother Esau, silently praying that this would be a friendly meeting. Esau ran to meet him, embraced him, and kissed him, and they both wept. What a relief for Jacob. Esau sought reconciliation instead of retribution. He asked Jacob about his family and all the flock that was around him. And what was the reason behind you sending all those gifts for me? Jacob told Esau that God had been gracious to him and that he wanted him to accept his gifts. Esau responded that he had plenty of his own, but Jacob urged him to take his gifts, and Esau finally accepted them. Jacob's gifts to his brother expressed his intention to return the blessing that had been taken. Jacob now was blessed, and he possessed everything because it was God who had blessed him. The brothers' hostility has ended, the past is forgotten, and there is peace between Jacob and Esau. Their relationship has been restored. Esau then wanted to lead Jacob, his family, and their flock back home. But Jacob hesitated to join him. You see, he knows that his children and flock can't keep up with Esau's fast pace. So he bravely requested that Esau let him take his own path home. Jacob is a shepherd, a skill he has developed over the past 20 years while caring for his flock. And one important point to remember is that one should not rush flock or children quickly. Jacob then traveled to a location he named Sukkot. There, he built a home for his family and shelters for his livestock. And he and his family celebrated a time of happiness. Reconciliation is possible. I hope you're enjoying my storytelling of Bible stories. Please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.